Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. Please understand that nothing that is said here is financial advice, nor should it ever be taken as such. The opinions expressed in this video are my own and should not be followed nor replicated by anyone, as crypto and especially the NFT space are incredibly volatile, risky, and you may lose your money. Welcome back to what I'm going to be buying this week. For those of you who do not know or are unaware, I like comics. I like collectibles. I collect a lot of physical stuff, and I have completely fallen for the NFT space. The first thing that I'm going to be definitely purchasing this week is the Boba Fett figure. I know someone already screamed at me on Twitter for it. I missed out on the Darth Vader drop. I saw it, was like, okay, I'll get it later. I didn't end up doing it. I actually went for the Boba Fett one. Managed to get two of them. I got lucky and got an ultra rare and an uncommon, but I did not get the actual common. So I've been looking at the common and uncommon prices, and I'm like slowly waiting to see exactly where they're going to land. But I will be purchasing at least one uncommon and at least one common, so I have the entirety of the set. Boba Fett is it's Boba Fett. He's a major character. I think he has a new TV show on Disney Plus as well. He's going to be around for as long as Star Wars is around. It's a gigantic franchise. For my opinion, especially for what this dropped for, currently selling at $27 is kind of like a, okay, I'll bite kind of thing, especially because I've been heavily focusing recently on comics, and I want to start getting a lot more collectibles again, because I've seen that. And I was going to say historically, but VV hasn't even been around for a very long time. The prices of collectibles tend to do extremely well over the course of a bull market. And as it is not expected that Bitcoin's going to pass by 100,000 within the next 6 months or a year, as the cryptocurrency market rockets, we've seen before that the NFT market also does the exact same. So it's kind of like I'm just preparing for the... in my opinion, the inevitability of the market moving back up. And once again, I mean, it's Boba Fett. Like, it's literally like, he's not a small character, some random new person who they just kind of dropped into the space. So I think I should add a couple of these to my digital portfolio, if you will. On top of that, so listen. They have this thing, I don't even know, is it called Cover Girls? I don't remember. There's a whole bunch of like Batgirl, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy kind of figurines that were also dropped on here as well. And I remember being like, if the price drops to this number, I'm definitely going to get some. And it's like right exactly where I want it to be. I think I already own one of these. So I'm going to try and double up on them. I tend to do hyper multiples of comics simply because the comics tend to go for like $2, $3, $4, and at the same exact time the collectibles may be a little bit more, so like it doesn't, you know, it's not as appealing to buy one of something as opposed to 5, if you catch my drift. But we are currently, I believe, on VV on season 4, so like every couple of months is like a new season. Here we go. I've realized that even the other things that are no longer first appearances that were in season 2, because there are so few of them left, their prices are also doing very well right now. So I play the long game in nearly everything that I do. And my kind of idea is, in my opinion, while the prices are low, I just simply buy a ton of everything. Because at some point, VV's going to get to season 9. And people will be looking for the stuff that came out 2 or 3 years before. People will always be looking for the season 1 stuff, but when all that stuff is $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, I don't know if those prices will ever be there for VV stuff. Just throwing it out there. It's more of like a, people will also be going for this kind of stuff as well. It's also Batgirl. She's like, you know, it's not a random character who no one has ever heard of, and This is like the sweetest price point I've ever seen in my entire life. It's also not a bad looking collectible as well. It's kind of like fun. The first one that they released for the other Batgirl was the, I think it was the, was it New 52? I think it was the New 52 costume, which was also quite popular, like the purple and yellow one. So this is kind of the more original one with her. There's a bat lifting up her cape. I don't know why that's happening, but alas, here we are. Yeah, I will definitely be buying at least one of these because that price looks pretty good. On top of that as well, Ron English is a very popular artist. He's been around for a while. He's quite prolific. A lot of people in the art world know him. A lot of people on VV seemingly do not. He has released a number, and I'm really excited to see what he's actually going to release next, because I thought it would take them years to release his, like, the sunflower ones also on this platform as well. And I bought a whole bunch of them because the price was around, I think, $11 or $12 at some point. And I was like, in the real world, those sell for hundreds. Like, once again, this is all an experiment. Understand that. Like, don't, you know, this is why I said the disclaimer at the beginning. No one knows where this space is going to be in 5 years, in 2 years. Like, it is all a, if metaverses take off, NFTs will also take off. The idea of digital collectibles is already rampant around the world. But it's more of a, Ron English's stuff does very well, even just normally real world price wise. This is extremely low for something that normally in the real world would be selling for hundreds. I think a lot of times there's like a major disconnect between major artists or just collectibles in general that people have access to on this platform, that they simply see something, especially the idea of like a gigantic tiger, and people being like, well, I don't know what that is. You know, I'm not really. So hat tip to all the art collectors out there who recognize these things and have been buying a whole bunch of them up, because there's not a lot of these left. I don't know the exact number of the amounts that are left. Yeah, just 2 scrolls down, there must be no more than like 40 of these actual left. You get from $22. One scroll, you get to 130. The rest of the scroll, you get to 2,200, which is also like still undervalued. But alas, threw my hands up in the air. I'm going to be buying another one of these. Probably some of the other set as well. I've completed every single set except for the one that has the Count Chocula in it. It's like over $100, and I'm like, please go a little bit lower, because I would also love to complete that set as well. I like what he does. I think it's very fun, weird, and wacky. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy a lot of his other stuff when he has, he's done collaborations, I think, also with The Simpsons and stuff as well, and I think people will like all the things that he has coming at some point to the platform as well. In kind of like a... So... within the last couple of days, VV has enacted KYC, Know Your Customer. So in order to be able to like actively be on their platform, you have to have given them KYC, Know Your Customer information. This is mainly done because regulators around the world are losing their minds over the fact that people could ever do something online without them having to know about it. So the rumors have been for a while that NFTs are also going to be hyper-regulated, and this is why we see a lot of banks getting into them, a lot of institutions, because they have all the paperwork, etc., etc., etc. Since VV enacted KYC, they had a lot of bots on the application before. People knew that they were there. You can't really get rid of bots. There's bots everywhere. There's bots in my comment section. There's bots on Twitter. You name it, there's bots everywhere. There's bots when you try and buy shoes or clothing. But bots aren't here anymore because they enacted, like, you know, they delisted anything that wasn't Know Your Customer. And since then, the amount of comics left on their platform has dropped dramatically. Like, what's left for sale? This number you see right here, 202, is like what's left for sale. I think this had 30,000 editions in total for the, you know, all 5 covers. 23 left, 22 left, 36, 53, 202. You kind of get the idea. This is the first appearance of Yelena Belova, who is the new Black Widow. She goes between the Black Widow and the White Widow, depending on what she's wearing in the comic books. But she's known as the actual Black Widow. She's been introduced in the Marvel movies and TV shows and stuff already. In real life, in the real world, this cover alone goes for, I think, around $400 or $500 in a 9.8, so a mint condition. One of the craziest things about NFTs is, here's the kicker, in 1,000 years, they'll still be here. Think about that. When we are long gone, these things will remain in mint condition forever. That's kind of one of the really cool things about it. Not only the liquidity and being able to buy and sell at rapid speed, but also this will always be a 10.0 grade. However, on here, they're selling, in my opinion, for pennies. I think I have 50 or 60 of these, if I'm not mistaken. I think I own every single rarity of this, but I own, you know, the cheapest one I'm always buying up in bulk. If history tells me anything, this is my opinion, please do not mimic what I am doing. Please do not. If history has told me anything, I got into VV right before we really had the bull run, the last one that we had with Bitcoin going up to $70,000. There were an enormous amount of comics on VV, if not all of them, that went from $2 to $4 to minimum around $28 to several hundred. There were a couple of them that went to $300, $400, $500, $600, $700. And a lot of the ones that did, that got up to $25, $26, $30 were garbage. They didn't actually have a first appearance. There wasn't anything, you know, special about any of them per se. But this one is the first appearance of the new Black Widow, who's going to be around for the next 6-7 years within the Marvel Universe. So this comic isn't garbage. I am going to try. I'm buying a lot of things. I would like to get to 100 of this cover. I love this cover actually as well. I own it in many different languages. I don't know why. It's something about it. I bought this comic as a kid. I'll never forget when it was in the store. It stood out to me for some reason. I bought it, and now it's somewhere, and I can't find it. It's somewhere. Anyway, the point is, yes, I will be buying multiple of these without a doubt. I'll probably continuously buy until it gets to around $6, $7, roughly somewhere around there. But this to me isn't kind of an insta buy just because of, you know, it's Yelena Belova. Right. Let's move on. Also, this one, we spoke about this one last time as well. This is the first appearance of Jane Foster as Thor. Shouldn't have been a spoiler. I'm pretty sure you all have seen either seen the movie, you've seen a trailer, or you've seen a poster. There is a woman wearing the same metallic outfit as Thor, so I'm pretty sure you connect 2 and 2 together and you kind of get it. She is also a very popular character in the comic. She kind of fluctuates between Thor and I won't spoil what else she actually ends up becoming as well. But the idea is this is also super cheap, at least for me. This is something that just makes a lot of sense for me to be able to accumulate. These in the real world, I think in a near mint grade are between $200, $300, something like that. We went over this cover before. This is the 1 in 300 cover. So if you were in a store, if you owned a store, you had to buy 300 of this cover to be able to get 1 of these. There's 600 of these available on VV. There's 51 of these available. I think this is the 1 in 75. So as a store, you had to buy 75 of these to be able to get this cover. It's by Alex Ross. Alex Ross is extremely popular. I think this is Scotty Young. I don't not like Scotty Young. It's very cartoony. People love it, but I like this. I like the, you know, this looks wild when you look at it. As you know, this looks very strong and powerful. So I don't not like the Scotty Young one, but these two are my favorite covers right here. What's this one currently going for? 11. This is also a joke. This, I think I have 20 or 30 of these. I think that's what it is. I'm going to try and buy more. Not a lot of these left. If you do the scroll, as I say, it starts at 11. It gets to 440, and then the highest one is $8,888 for the last one. It's very fascinating to see how high prices have moved, or how little of a supply is left since the know your customer thing was implemented. Also, to me as well, this is the first panel appearance of Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan being the new Miss Marvel. If you haven't watched the show on Disney Plus, watch it. It's very fun. I found it, I don't want to use the word adorable, but it was very playful, and I think that's exactly what the comic kind of is as well. If you've never read a Miss Marvel comic book, it's serious, but it's also like very like whimsical and kind of fun. I found the show to be absolutely incredible. There's also a very popular comic book in the physical real world, simply because these are the new faces of Marvel. These will be the people who you are going to see for at least the next 6, 7-10 years within the world, if you will. I wonder not only how high these prices are going to go for these like comics that I'm showing you actually on the screen, but kind of just in general, because this was released like 2 or 3 months ago on this platform. There's 247 left, 84 left, 54 left. There's also, I believe, had a edition size in completion of 30,000. So in 2.5 months, give or take, we went from 30,000 in total. That's 320, 370, 390, 400, and let's say 430 altogether from the original 30,000. This is all that's left actually available for people. I can't stand these covers for the life of me, the rare, ultra, and secret rare. I think they look completely ridiculous. Not talking about the artist's work. It's more of a, they could have put more thought into that. And also, this actually had variant covers. This actual comic had real life variant covers. One of them was like, what was it, like a spaceship or something like that? It goes for thousands of dollars in the real world. And the fact that they didn't release that as one of these covers is kind of like, oh, come on, you guys could have done so much better. But I think I own, I don't remember how many I own. I can't even honestly tell you anymore. If you knew how many times I sat on my couch watching YouTube, scrolling through this app, and just buying up things that were $2 and $3, I'd have multiple awards. I don't know how to end that sentence, but the price is kind of a joke. She's going to be around for a very long time, and it's not even like she won't just be in this arc of movies. She's going to be around forever. This is a brand new character that comic readers love, and she's going to be around probably by the time your kids are older. So, you know, throwing that out there so you understand exactly how popular she actually is. Same exact thing with this one. This is the first Silver Age appearance of Captain America. Captain America was quite popular around WW2 when all that hype and stuff simmered away. The character also kind of fell into obscurity until back in 1963 when they dragged him back out. I think he was defrosted or something like that. This goes for thousands. This is a comic from the 1960s. It is very hard to find in high grade. It's currently selling for under $10. I own a couple of these. I'm going to be buying a little bit more. There's a comic that I'm actually waiting for, and it's not. I am also waiting for Amazing Fantasy 15. Understand that. But there's another comic that I know for a fact. I don't talk to the people from VV, but I'm basing this off of every time a movie comes out, there's a comic book that comes out associated with it on VV. And I am so excited for that comic that it's actually holding me back from buying a ton of these. If it was up to me and I knew that this other comic wasn't in it, and I'll give you a hint, it is happening sometime in autumn. I'm pretty sure you can line it up for yourself, and I'm pretty sure that even most people did not get it. If you understand which character I'm talking about, major movie that's coming out, you know, spoiler, but there's a specific character in that movie who I am waiting for. When that comic drops on here, I'm going to make a video about it, but I'm subsequently also going to lose my mind, and I'm going to be buying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. I love this character so much. Anyway, dragging it back to Avengers number 4. It's a very popular comic in the actual comic book world. The price of this is nearly laughable. Once again, that taking away the bots and the whole KYC thing, there's not a lot of these left. I like the comic. I like the cover. I think Captain America as a character is cool, but I do like other characters a little bit more than him. I had a conversation with someone before. They were asking which comic book characters I liked. I really like, okay, hear me out here, Iron Man and Batman. Out of all the superheroes, can anyone guess why? It's because they're kind of realistic. They're just rich with technology. He got a serum. This is Ant-Man, Giant Man. She's a wasp woman. This guy's a god. This guy can breathe underwater. This guy gamma rays. Iron Man's just really, really rich. And he made a flying suit that fights crime. Batman doesn't have any powers. He's just kind of messed up psychologically. In his force of willpower, he just trains every day, gets richer, and fights crime. Right. Anyway, that's Avengers number 4. I had a whole conversation with someone about that, and they were telling me that they loved Superman. Immortal characters don't really do it for me. I kind of want like some, like a little bit of, oh my gosh, could that character actually leave us because they are human? If you get a chance, there's a I forgot the name of it. Superman fought I forgot the name of the comic number. Superman fought a villain called Doomsday who beat him like he stole something. I mean, wore him out. Superman was gone. They put him 6 feet under. He wasn't there. And then for some reason, Superman comes back, and it's not that he had perished. It was simply that his heart had slowed down so much that humans couldn't hear. Right, I also sucked my teeth. And then someone laid him in the sun. He's like, yeah, I'm Superman again. And I was like, oh, so he's just invincible. So he kind of is the Justice League then. Anyway, that's the Avengers 4 news comic that I'm going to be buying. All right, moving on. Oh, and also, this is just absolute nonsense. Once again, 30,000 copies. This is Werewolf by Night number 32, the first appearance of Moon Knight. If you didn't see that show, shame on you. That show was excellent. And for those of you who did not like it, well, that's your opinion. I thought it was absolutely incredible. I almost gave you a spoiler. It was such a good, clever, weird show. I loved it so much, especially like the last 2 or 3 episodes. It got just so odd. I was like, what in the world is happening? But it was incredible. In the real world, this comic packs a wallop. I believe it is from the Bronze Age, around the 1970s, where comic books were no longer 10 and 12 cents. They went up to, I think it was it 20 cents at first? No, it was 15 cents. It was 15 cents and then 25 cents. And it took a very long time for these comics to actually become popular. But as we started getting news of where these comic book characters were going to go and that they would soon be introduced into the MCU, prices began to spike. In a mint condition, this is worth thousands, not hundreds, not 500, thousands and thousands of dollars. I believe I have 30 of the common one. I think I have multiple of all of these, maybe just, I think 2 ultra rares, a couple of rares as well. I think I also have, I'm pretty sure I have a secret rare. I must have one. Pretty sure I have one. But this one for me, this is the original cover. This one kind of takes the cake. So in my eyes, the fact that this isn't at least $30 on here, it seems a little weird. I don't think people understand how big this character actually is. And also more so, I think a lot of people who are actually into comics don't know about this app or aren't on this app. I told a couple of other comic book collectors about this, and now they're going crazy about this. Like, these comics are scarce. a lot of them don't really exist in physical form. Like I was telling you that for even like Marvel Comics #1, like, and the fact that these are officially licensed by Marvel on a blockchain that could potentially be around forever in mint condition. These things were just released. 30,000 editions. This is all that's left on the platform. I really do wonder, in 3 years, will you even be able to buy 5 of these on the platform? Like, I mean that seriously. We've had news before about hedge funds who were buying up tons of NFTs and stuff like that. These are actually licensed by Marvel and DC and by Disney. I would even, my opinion, it would seem logical that there would definitely be some huge companies behind the scenes who are buying all of these. We had 30,000 editions. This is all that's left. What happens when Moon Knight continues to be popular? When he's on his next TV show? When he appears in a movie? When other people are trying to buy this comic? I wonder these things all the time. And it's kind of a reinforcement of my thought when I go into the app and the amount of editions continues to decline every single day. So, yeah, I really do wonder. We got up to, with Marvel Comics #1, we got up to several $100s just for the common version. So I'm like, that was, I think that comic book had been on here for a year. How much higher will we actually end up going? There's so many keys here. As I'm scrolling by, there are so many key comics you would not believe. I mean, it's Kang. Kang is the new he's the new Thanos for the movies. Like you will, he's the big bad. First appearance of Doctor Strange. First Green Goblin. First Wolverine's daughter. There's a lot going on. Anyway, yeah. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. Is anybody else on Vivi? Is anybody else on the platform as well? What are you guys buying? I've had some conversations with other people and they told me what they were looking at and starting to buy as well. 196 left. This comic is garbage, by the way. I'm not, steer clear. But just showing you, like, 166 left. 213 left. Some of these had 60,000 editions. First America Chavez. Kind of crazy. Second Doctor Strange. This also goes for thousands in the real world. A lot of people don't know that. This is a very, very, very expensive comic in the real world. It's old. You can barely find it. Yeah. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you. Look how awesome this cover is. My gosh. Be talking to you all soon. See you.